What's up, guys? Hope y'all are having an absolutely fantastic day today. I know I am. So today I've been playing a lot of zombies and playing a lot of BO3 custom zombies, and I saw this video in my recommended while I was going out for a fucking run. I just stuttered. Holy shit, I am fucked, guys. Anyway, so I saw this video. It's about the new zombies point system, about how it's actually good, but you know what's actually good? A bullet in my head, man. Like, I'm kind of considering it after watching this fucking shit heap of a video. Like, holy fucking shit, guys. This video is absolute dog shit. Let's get into it, fellas.
I'm going to begin this video by saying, like a lot of my other videos, this one's going to require a bit of a nuanced mindset. So I would appreciate if you listen all the way through before leaving a comment. Let's get into it. The point system. Probably the most divisive single mechanic in this game that impacts the whole game and how it's played. The old versus the new. Which one's better for zombies? You might be quick to answer that by saying the old system. But what if I told you, no?
No means no, William. This isn't the Neverland Ranch.
I think the point system is just fine the way it functions with the earn points per kill instead of earn points per shot. Linearly increasing point costs for perk purchases are better than the stagnant cost that the perks had in the classic days, and salvage is definitely a welcome addition to the point economy.
Alright, so the real keen-eyed viewers of y'all, you know, the people that are really paying attention to the video and notice this, but 2 out of 3 of those have nothing to do with the fucking point system. You know, I'm just gonna be honest, why do we need to talk about the salvage? I agree, salvage is a welcome addition to the point economy, as well as the linearly increasing point costs is good. Or perk costs is good. But the thing is, neither of those have anything to do with the point system. Shut the fuck up, you fucking troglodyte.
And while I do think the old point system might work in this new game, I do think it's important to give this point system a fair shot and kind of explain how the system works and why it's done like this. And here and there, I'm going to be referencing CJ Santa's video about the point system. There's a couple things I'll bring up as to what I liked about it, but also a couple things as to what I didn't like about it. But the guy, he seems cool. Like, go check out his channel. We can disagree and just live in harmony. Like, we can coexist like that. And I would like to continue the conversation like that. And if anyone disagrees with me, I'd love to hear about it as well. So just want to put that up front. No hate to the guy at all. Always keep things civil. And I want to at least give him a little bit more proper criticism than some other people around here. Even though that's not my only focus, it will be constructive. So please go check him out. He's doing great. This your boy Clam Rally, and welcome back to the freaking channel.
Don't you guys just love it when, you know, 5 minutes into the video that you're watching, you know, you click on it, you see the fucking channel name, you see the fucking title of the video, all that good stuff. Whenever you're clicking on the video, you're like, oh, this seems pretty good, or oh, this seems like it's absolute shit. Let's watch it. I'm kind of leaning towards that latter fucking point on that matter, but I digress, man. And then 5 minutes into the fucking video, they're like, yo, what's up, guys? Clam Rally here. I'd be like, if I was like, what's up, guys? Sergeant Rex here, like 30 minutes into my video, man, which this video does happen to be about 30 minutes long, boys. Make sure to watch till the end, and I'll give you fucking, you know, I won't give your mom furious backshots tonight, for real, but I digress, dude.
I think I can confidently say, and I think mostly all of us can agree on this, that the core draw to zombies starting way back in World at War is the potential to play to reach a higher round. And the way to do it being engagingly fun enough to want to try it again the next time after you die. It's the progression of the game mode that always had me coming back. Shoot gun to get points, to spend on stuff, to help get more points to survive, etc, etc. That's like the most bare bones explanation you can give to explain the cycle of zombies in, I would say, any zombies game. That is the sense of progression from round to round that people come back for. The keystone feature of the feel and progression of zombies is the fabled point system. But before I get into why I think that Black Ops 6 and its point system are severely misunderstood by a majority of this community, I want to explain exactly how the old and new system works. I think sometimes around here we often forget to give things a fair shot in comparison to stuff that we've already had, and I want to try to provide that in this video, and that's usually what I like trying to provide in my videos. And I can say with almost 100% certainty that you will agree with my sentiment by the end of this video. Let's get it.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Okay, here's how this whole system works. When you shoot a zombie with a single bullet, not kill, when you shoot, you get 10 points per bullet. If you land a final blow on a zombie, meaning this bullet kills the zombie, in the leg, you get 50 points, in the chest, you get 60 points, in the head, you get 100 points. And when your final blow is with a knife, you get 130 points. This is pretty much how the system has worked from World War II to BO3. I think there might have been a few tweaks here and there, but the important part is that when you shot a zombie, you got points without having to kill it. To be totally honest, I'm gonna skip over Black Ops 4 because I feel like it deserves its own video, but I think the discussion that's happening right now is more so pre and post BO4. Which one is better? That's what people talk about. The way the new point system works in Black Ops 6 is if you kill a zombie normally, just in the chest, you get 90 points. If you kill a zombie in the head, you get 115 points. And if you kill a zombie with a melee, you get 105 points. Now, I think the points were a little bit different in Cold War, but the important part is that both of these games, you didn't get points when you shot, only when you killed the zombie. That's the most important part. Both of these systems boast really...
Well, no shit.
That system is exactly the problem with BO6 Zombies for me. The new point system sucks, okay? I'm sorry, it's fucking terrible. The issue with it is that you cannot be smart. There's no reward for you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to shoot the leg. I'll get way more points. No, there's no fucking reward for that. There's nothing for that because it's stupid. The new system is stupid. It literally ruined how good BO6 Zombies is because I like BO6 and I like the BO6 Zombies fucking gameplay loop. But the main fucking issue with it is that it's just not good. It's just not good as like a full fucking thing, man. That's its big fucking problem, dude.
So good. It's the rewarded clever play. To take a quote from CJ Santa's video.
You see, with a pistol, it gives the players who are smart the opportunity to min-max the number of points they can get on very low rounds. You could just shoot a zombie with your bullets in the chest until they die, or you could shoot the legs, which does less damage but gives you more points, and the knife, which really provides more points for the player.
I 1000% agree. You can be clever with your shots and knife to get an edge on the amount of points you have in the early rounds. That was just straight up rewarding you for being clever, like in its purest form. And when you started picking up more powerful weapons to face the higher health pool zombies, you usually cap a weaker gun or a point gun to farm points to then upgrade your other gun, to buy perks, to pack punch, etc., etc. If you were smart and willing to like put in the time to like shoot the zombie and really min-max points, you can get all your perks and weapons upgraded by around even like 15 points, sometimes even earlier than that. Like if you're really min-maxing. There's a nice way to make the player feel like they were progressing nicely throughout the early game. But here's my problem with that. Historically, I love zombies for a multitude of reasons. But there was one thing in particular that I really did not like doing: high rounds. The reason I don't like high rounds in old games is because, to be honest, I think they're incredibly boring and just not engaging at all. Not to say that someone can't find that fun. Clearly, people grind the high rounds of older games all the time, and when they do get these crazy high rounds, I'm like just in utter awe with how dedicated someone can be to get those insane rounds. Like nothing short of absolute respect to these guys. Like y'all are insane. I could never do that. Me personally, I just don't really like old game high rounds for many reasons, and I actually do think there are legitimate flaws in the system. With the biggest one for me being the point system. And I want to clarify, when I say high rounds, I'm not talking crazy like 1, 2, 300. I'm more so kind of just talking like when you start getting the high rounds, like where the progression ends and the high rounds start. Usually between like 35 or 40 to 50. I would say what the average player considers a high round. Like if I'm trying to hop on a game of Kino, right? The most common old school zombies now. Kino or like the Reese or something like that, right? I'm ultimate like normal, and by round 25, guys, I have every single thing that I need and more. All my perks, what my guns have. What else do I need to spend my points on? Absolutely nothing except for when I go down and have to rebuy only my perks. And even then, I have way more points than I know what to do with. The points that I saved up eventually start to have no value anymore because I'm just given the points only by shooting and not killing, only by shooting. But realistically, by round 25, I'll have like 18,000 points. The value of the points is gone because I have enough right now to buy my perks back twofold. And mind you, I'm around 25. At round 30, I have 33,000 points. Like actually, what the hell am I going to spend my points on? 20 more grades? No. I think you guys are kind of starting to see my point. If we're rewarded for getting things done early, then we'll have nothing to do in the later round because I've literally just done everything so early. And you wind up having this giant pool of points to use on nothing. You can spend money on traps, but it only seems like the most viable strats are like camping strategies. Mind you, I'm very well aware there's more than just camping strategies, but at least for the point system, you had so many points even when you went to buy those traps over and over again. At least in Black Ops 2, there was other things to go after like buildables, but you didn't have to spend your points on those, and that's just what became boring to me. But in the later rounds, the whole draw to zombies in the first place to get to a high round, they sucked. Here's the perfect example of what I mean by this. You have to respin the mystery box a bunch of times to get Thundergun ammo again when you run out of it because the Thundergun doesn't make drops. And if traps in the mystery box are the only thing I can spend my points on when I'm only at round 32, I just don't want to do that. I'm done with the game at this point. Like I said, round 32 is a low round of zombies by any means. Like that's easily healthy game of zombies. But I had to run around with my player max out for like 10 rounds at this point. I'm done. I don't want to keep spinning the mystery box for the most viable weapon. So for me, that's where the fun ends. And that's where I want to transition into talking about the new point system. The old point system wasn't exactly sunshine and rainbows like people are saying it was. And to apply that it had little to no flaws is looking at it a little bit too rose tinted. I think people tend to think Treyarch is just doing things for no reason, but each decision that has been made has really changed up the game to make it more engaging to get to high rounds, which is the draw to zombies in the first place. Play a fun game with engaging progression to get to a high round. There's a bunch of different reasons in Black Ops 6 as to why high rounds aren't as fun, but I don't think points is the reason for that. It wasn't clear already. I think the early games is progression, which is a little too fast. But in BO6, since the progression is kind of stretched out a little more, it feels like I'm progressing further and I'm not being bored as fast. And I'm fully aware that high rounds are supposed to be this kind of coveted thing that only a very small percentage of people get to. But if you can add like another 10 to 15 rounds on top of the progression that Black Ops 1 already had, then I think you're golden. I think that's a good thing. I think the average high round in Black Ops 6 is much more engaging than the high round in Black Ops 1 or 2. And even though there are definitely tweaks that need to be made to the system for sure that I will be getting into, Treyarch has listened to our feedback and made progression feel better while also making the game feel difficult. People are saying, "Oh, just put in the old point system. I don't know why they don't do it." Here's exactly why. If you guys make points as you do in this old point system, nothing would feel rewarding. There's a reason they capped out as many points as they did on each zombie because they wanted to innovate in other areas. With the perfect example being Augments. I would say these are wonderful additions that most people also agree on saying they're great additions in this game. But I'll go one step further. They are the greatest thing this game has ever seen, and I hope they continue to innovate on the system. This is the best thing they could have added to the game to give it more variety with how you play. And keep that word in mind because we're going to come back to it later on. These Augments are a core part of this gameplay that I think some people just kind of see as like an optional thing. No. These are insanely good. And while some of them are a little niche and some of them do kind of suck, I think overall they're really good. But you gotta build it into them right. And I will tie this into the point system short. You may not realize it. You can do like builds in this game that have huge impact on gameplay. I have this one build right where I can augment cryo freeze. Every time cryo freeze procs, it slows regular and special enemies and has them receive more damage. You can major augment into it by making it so that when the zombie that is frozen dies, it leaves a cloud around it, slowing the other zombies down that are inside it. And you can have minor augment to make it so that your bullets do more damage to those frozen enemies. But it doesn't stop there. Headshot Daiquiri has a major augment which increases critical point damage, and a minor one that increases damage done to the armored parts on zombies. And you can go even further beyond by getting elemental pop. This perk by itself triggers a random ammo mod without putting a mod on your gun. But when you put a mod on your gun, you can tell elemental pop to be like, hey, I'm gonna put this major augment to make it so that the only mod that's proc is the one that I put on my gun, cryo freeze. And you can put a minor augment to slightly reduce the time between your augment procs. And that's just the augments for 2 perks in this game. Guys, this is your grandma's Kingdom anymore. Like this is a whole different game. The goal of zombies isn't to just survive anymore. Like that's part of it, but like that's not the only goal anymore. It hasn't been like that for 10 plus years. Like we're in some new territory here. I feel like people are trying to compare it so much to the old system, but there's just so many differences that it's just not the same. I think that most games with this similar style are successful when the game progression makes you want to play the game longer. And that's probably my biggest praise of this game and my biggest criticism I can get to the older games. But things are just different now. Let's go back to how augments affect this point system. Being this powerful has to come with a cost, and the points/time to get those points is that cost. The game might feel too easy if you can get all the abilities together at once early, which is why I like the increasing price for perks every time you get another one. It's not only the perk you're buying, it's that mixed with the augments with the perks that also make you more powerful. Perks affect other perks. It's not just buy a perk and then it just has its own abilities. You can combine things together. That's why it costs so much. If I had to guess, they probably did want to try out an old point system in this game. With all the stuff they added in, they probably felt they were doing stuff a little too fast, so they wanted to stretch it out. And I think that's okay because things are more powerful. You're no longer just handed these points in the later rounds. You have to like earn them. And I think that makes the game more engaging and more challenging. I think it feels more natural. So basically what I'm saying is points have more value. You want to have all these perks and be very strong. You gotta save up the money to do so and commit to a build to be this strong. The idea that there's stunting variety in the game by making you stick with one gun for an entire game to facilitate a kill run because of this point system. I think that's just kind of totally misrepresenting how this game works. And I'm going to bring up this video again by CJ Santa. Again, no hate at all to you at all. I really like this video. But I think a little bit more could have been put into why the point system could potentially be good.
But BO6 takes it even further and makes the point system even worse. You see, because of the amount of bosses the game spawns in and how little points they drop when you kill them, it causes players to waste their ammo and not even be able to get it back in a lot of ways for the mid rounds.
My argument for this is that while I do agree more points need to drop from these elite enemies for sure, it's not like that's any different than the old games. In Black Ops 2, when you kill a Panzer, you get 100 points. Are you fucking serious? I fucking never realized that back in the day. At least they changed in Black Ops 3 where you get 1500 points per Panzer, and you can't rebuy ammo for your box weapons. You can in this game. You can just refill your stock. That is the difference between that and this.
And the most egregious change of all, making it to where melee kills give you less points than headshots.
I agree with you on this 1000%. There's no reason that I should be able to shoot a zombie from far and get more points than getting into the fray where the crowd is. Fully agree with you there.
The new point system is terrible. It's strangling the player base and having less and less variety in what they can actually use and how they can change their strategies mid-match. Remember how easy it was being able to change what gun you wanted mid-match? All you had to do was just spin the box and say, oh, I want to switch that, and just do it. Now you're stuck in so deep with whatever gun you chose early game that it feels you have no real option to change, which kills variety and replayability more than you may think.
And this is a little bit more nuanced because I fully agree that things really do cost a whole lot. And I do think something's going to change about that. But you are way more powerful than you are in these games, so it should cost more. And I think that the ratio of power to cost is closer to being fair here than a game like Black Ops 3. And I think being able to switch on the fly like that would make things far too easy. Progression of your guns in this game is way deeper than progression in the early games. So I think it should cost more and take longer to earn. But here's the thing, I don't think one is better than the other. I think it's just more of a preference thing. And to talk about your point about the variety, the progression in the variety may not be more so like gun to gun, going from a weaker, more point-based gun to a powerful gun, but more so progression with how you earn the powerful stuff. The old system may have given you points with the guns you use, but I think we don't actually give enough credit to the things that are actually useful in this game, like things like grenades or other lethal equipment in the later rounds, but they aren't incredibly overpowered. In the older games, these things serve almost no purpose. Like in the early rounds, sure, but like after you pass a certain point, you're not using grenades anymore, other than maybe a crawl. In some cases, equipment can be better than a gun, and that's what we should want, more variety with how you play the game. Also, traps actually give you points in this game, which is another thing that spreads those points out in other areas rather than solely on a gun, which encourages more things to be used on a map because it will add to your currency like it never did with the whole point system. Even though the zombie despawn.
Yeah, dude, it's almost like the progression phase is done, dude. Fucking game. Like, that's like me saying, wow, I'm level 5,000 and fucking, or I have all the perks in Mullet Magics. Why am I not able to fucking progress anymore, dude? I can't progress. I already have everything, but I can't progress. Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, literally, there's a progression part of high rounds games. Then there is a execution part of the high rounds game. There's the high rounding, I guess, is how you explain it. Like, I did a high rounds game the other day of up to around like 71 on Shadows, right? It was modded, so I'm not gonna try and like fucking claim a record or some bullshit, but still, I did a pretty good high rounds game, I would say. And guess what? I was done with the progression phase at like round 30 because, to be fair, I was taking my sweet ass time trying to get the fucking Apothecon serving and shit. But still, like, obviously the progression phase takes time, but the progression phase is going to be done at some point because it's the fucking progression phase. That's why it's the progression phase and not the entire game phase, you fucking tard.
You could spend your money on traps, but it only seems like the most viable strats are like camping strategies. Mind you, I'm very well aware there's more than just camping strategies, but at least for the point system, you had so many points even when you went to buy those traps over and over again. Hell, at least in Black Ops 2, there was other things to go after like buildables, but you didn't even have to spend your points on those. And that's just what became boring to me.
I mean, obviously, if you're going to do some gay little camping strategy, it's going to be fucking boring, man. Like, in Black Ops 6, camping's boring, dude. The point system does not change anything about this fucking empirical fact.
But in the later rounds, the whole draw to zombies in the first place to get to a higher round, they sucked. Here's the perfect example of what I mean by this. You have to respin the mystery box a bunch of times to get Thundergun ammo again when you run out of it because the Thundergun doesn't make drops.
I think that's also called just getting a fucking max ammo. Like, I don't know, man. Did he just have like a little Sleepy Joe moment there and just fucking forgot what he was thinking of? Like, the fuck?
And if traps and the mystery box are the only thing I can spend my points on when I'm only at round 32, I just don't want to do that. I'm done with the game at this point. Like, not to say that round 32 is a low round of zombies by any means. Like, that's a decently healthy game of zombies. But I had been running around with my player maxed out for like 10 rounds at this point. I'm done. I don't want to have to keep spinning the mystery box for the most viable weapon. So for me, that's where the fun ends. And that's where I want to transition into talking about the new point system. The old point system wasn't exactly sunshine and rainbows like people are saying it was. And to imply that it had little to no flaws is looking at it a little bit too rose-tinted. I think people tend to think Treyarch is just doing things for no reason, but each decision that has been made has really changed up the game to make it more engaging to get to higher rounds, which is the draw to zombies in the first place.
I mean, yeah, dude, I think Treyarch is just doing a bunch of random shit to, for no reason. Like, they're a company that makes fucking video games. Most of their shit is absolutely for zero fucking reason. So, yeah. I gotta disagree with you on that that point, buddy.
Play a fun game with engaging progression to get to a higher round. Now, there's a bunch of different reasons in Black Ops 6 as to why high rounds aren't as fun, but I don't think points is the reason for that. If it wasn't clear already, I think the early games' progression was just a little too fast. But in BO6, since the progression is kind of stretched out a little more, it feels like I'm progressing further and I'm not getting bored as fast. And I am fully aware that high rounds are supposed to be this kind of coveted thing that only a very small percentage of people get to. But if you can add like another 10 to 15 rounds on top of the progression that Black Ops 1 already had, then I think you're golden. I think that's a good thing. I think the average higher round in Black Ops 6 is much more engaging than the higher round in Black Ops 1 or 2. And even though there are definitely tweaks that need to be made to this system for sure, that I will be getting into, Treyarch has listened to our feedback and made progression feel better while also making the game feel difficult. People are saying, oh, just put in the old point system. I don't know why they don't do it. Here's exactly why. If you got as many points as you do in this old point system, nothing would feel rewarding. There's a reason they capped out as many points as they did on each zombie, because they wanted to innovate in other areas, with the perfect example being augments. I would say these are wonderful additions that most people also agree on saying they're great additions in this game. But I'll go one step further. They are the greatest thing this game mode has ever seen.
I mean, that's pretty awesome, dude. But the issue is, it has nothing to do with the fucking point system. Wow, man, what a trend. Talking about random bullshit that have nothing to do with the fucking point system, man. Rare in this video, definitely, dude.
And I hope they continue to innovate on this system. This is the best thing they could have added to the game to give it more variety with how you play it. And keep that word in mind, because we're gonna come back to it later on. These augments are a core part of this gameplay that I think some people just kind of see as like an optional thing. No. These are insanely good. And while some of them are a little niche and some of them do kind of suck, I think overall they're really good. But you gotta build into them right. And I will tie this into the point system shortly. You may not realize it, but you can do like builds in this game that have a huge impact on gameplay. I have this one build, right?
I mean, builds and zombies in the same fucking like topic is kind of hurting my soul here, but you know. It is better than the fucking shitty ass Cold War thing where you could upgrade your perks with like Dark Aether fucking Skibbity Shrouds or whatever the fuck it's called, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a W to add it, but like I said, man, nothing to do with the fucking point system, dude. How fucking uncommon.
I can augment Cryo Freeze. Every time Cryo Freeze procs, it slows regular and special enemies and has them receive more damage. You can major augment into it by making it so that when the zombie that is frozen dies, it leaves a cloud around it, slowing the other zombies down that are inside of it. And you can add a minor augment to make it so that your bullets do more damage to those frozen enemies. But it doesn't stop there. Deadshot Daiquiri has a major augment, which increases critical point damage, and a minor one that increases damage done to the armored parts on zombies. And you can go even further beyond by getting Elemental Pop. This perk by itself triggers a random ammo mod without putting a mod on your gun. But when you put a mod on your gun, you can tell Elemental Pop to be like, hey, I'm gonna put this major augment to make it so that the only mod that's proc is the one that I put on my gun, Cryo Freeze. And you can put a minor augment to slightly reduce the time between your augment procs. And that's just the augments for 2 perks in this game. Guys, this ain't your grandma's Kino der Toten anymore. Like, this is a whole different game. The goal of zombies isn't to just survive anymore. Like that's part of it, but like that's not the only goal anymore. And it hasn't been like that for 10 plus years. Like, we're in some new territory here. And I feel like people are trying to compare it so much to the old system, but there's just so many differences that it's just not the same. I think that most games with this similar style are successful when the game progression makes me want to play the game longer. And that's probably my biggest praise of this game and my biggest criticism I can give to the older games. But things are just different now. Let's go back to how the augments affect this point system. Being this powerful has to come with a cost, and the points/time to get those points is that cost. The game might feel too easy if you can get all the abilities together at once early, which is why I like the increasing price for perks every time you get another one. It's not only the perk you're buying, it's that mixed with the augments with the perks that also make you more powerful. Perks affect other perks. It's not just buy a perk and then it just has its own abilities. You can combine things together. The goal of zombies isn't to just survive anymore. Like that's part of it, but like that's not the only goal anymore, and it hasn't been like that for 10 plus years. Like, we're in some new territory here, and I feel like people are trying to compare it so much to the old system, but there's just so many differences that it's just not the same.
Well, no shit.
It's almost like it's a different fucking system. That's like saying, wow, dude, whenever I cut my foot off, I have a stump instead of a foot. Well, how crazy. What, dude? Whenever you change something major, it becomes a different system and you shouldn't compare them because they're not the same thing? Wow, dude. Also, this point about not comparing them is absolutely fucking retarded, because that means that no comparison should ever happen, because everything is different to everything else, right? Like, my foot's probably a quarter of an inch bigger than this fucking little manlet's foot, right? Probably even 2 inches bigger, because he's probably like 5'4", right? And guess what? That's different. Should we not compare our foot sizes, dude? I know you want to compare sizes with me in, a different way, but that's neither here nor there, of course.
I think that most games with this similar style are successful when the game progression makes me want to play the game longer. And that's probably my biggest praise of this game and my biggest criticism I can give to the older games. But things are just different now. Let's go back to how the augments affect this point system. Being this powerful has to come with a cost, and the points/time to get those points is that cost. The game might feel too easy if you can get all the abilities together at once early, which is why I like the increasing price for perks every time you get another one. It's not only the perk you're buying, it's that mixed with the augments with the perks that also make you more powerful. Perks affect other perks. It's not just buy a perk and then it just has its own abilities. You can combine things together. That's why it costs so much. If I had to guess, they probably did want to try out an old point system in this game, but with all the stuff that they added in, they probably felt that you were getting stuff a little too fast, so they wanted to stretch it out. And I think that's okay because things are more powerful. You're no longer just handed these points in the later rounds. You have to earn them. And I think that makes the game more engaging and more challenging. And I think it feels more natural.
Yeah, man, I love having to fucking change my fucking style since I've been playing a game for fucking 14 years, I've been playing zombies for 14 years since November of 2008, which is when Call of Duty World at War released, man. And guess what? That's so much more natural to have to fucking relearn how to play fucking Call of Duty Zombies back then, dude. How fucking natural, man. Also, I love to have to earn stuff in a fucking game, man. When I'm a fucking 30-year-old divorced dad, I love having to earn the points. I shouldn't just be handed them for being fucking intelligent and shooting them, in the leg. No, I have to earn my points, dude. I have to fucking earn them. Earn them you yearn for the fucking urns, dude. Yearn for the urns.
So basically what I'm saying is points have more value. You want to have all these perks and be very strong, you gotta save up the money to do so and commit to a build to be this strong. The idea that they're stunting variety in the game by making you stick to one gun for an entire game to facilitate a camo grind because of this point system, I think that's just kind of totally misrepresenting how this game works. And I'm gonna bring up this video again by CJ Santa. Again, no hate at all to you at all. I really like this video, but I think a little bit more could have been put into why the point system could potentially be good.
But BO6 takes it even further and makes the point system even worse. You see, because of the amount of bosses that the game spawns in, and how little points they drop when you kill them, it causes players to waste their ammo and not even be able to get it back in a lot of ways for the mid-rounds.
My argument for this is that while I do agree more points need to drop from these elite enemies for sure, it's not like that's any different than the old games. In Black Ops 2, when you kill a Panzer, you get 100 points. Are you fucking serious? I fucking never realized that back in the day. At least they changed it in Black Ops 3 to where you get 1500 points per Panzer, and you can't rebuy ammo for your box weapons. You can in this game. You can just refill your stock. That is the difference between that and this.
And the most egregious change of all, making it to where melee kills give you less points than headshots.
I agree with you on this 1000%. There's no reason that I should be able to shoot a zombie from afar and get more points than getting into the fray where the crowd is. Fully agree with you there.
The new point system is terrible. It's strangling the player base into having less and less variety in what they can actually use and how they can change their strategies mid-match. Remember how easy it was being able to change what gun you wanted mid-match? All you had to do was just spin the box and say, "Oh, I want to switch to that," and just do it. Now you're sunken so deep with whatever gun you've chosen early game that it feels you have no real option to change, which kills variety and replayability more than you may think.
And this is a little bit more nuanced because I fully agree that things really do cost a whole lot, and I do think some things can be changed about that, but you are way more powerful than you were in these games, so it should cost more. And I think that the ratio of power to cost is closer to being fair here than a game like Black Ops 3.
Well, like, here's two things. One, this has nothing to do with the point system. Shit costing more is not the point system. Neither is fucking salvage. That's not the point system. I like salvage. I like BO6 zombies a lot. I do enjoy BO6 zombies. I think the armor is retarded, but, you know, we have to agree to disagree on that, man. Because armor, of course, you know, armor needs to be in every game, dude. We need armored enemies in fucking Call of Duty Zombies, Warzone, dude. But anyway, basically, here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem with your essential argument here is that you're not responding to CJ Santa's point. CJ Santa's point was that it hurts replayability and it hurts variety if you're not able to just switch to any gun, because then you have to fucking grind up, you have to get all the fucking points, dude. You got to get the fucking salvage again, and then you got to
And I think being able to switch on the fly like that would make things far too easy. Progression of your guns in this game is way deeper than progression in the early games. So I think it should cost more and take longer to earn. But here's the thing, I don't think one is better than the other. I think it's just more of a preference thing. And to talk about your point about the variety, the progression and variety may not be more so like gun to gun, you know, going from a weaker, more point-based gun to a powerful gun, but more so progression with how you earn the powerful stuff. The old system may have given you points with the guns you used, but I think we don't actually give enough credit to the things that are actually useful in this game, like things like grenades or other lethal equipment in the later rounds, but they aren't incredibly overpowered. In the older games, these things served almost no purpose. Like in the early rounds, sure, but like after you get past a certain point, you're not using grenades anymore other than to maybe make a crawler. In some cases, equipment can be better than a gun, and that's what we should want, more variety with how you play the game. Also, traps actually give you points in this game, which is another thing that spreads those points out in other areas rather than solely on a gun, which encourages more things to be used on a map because it will add to your currency like it never did with the old point system. Even though the zombie despawn distance has to be increased. Hell, even kill streaks are another option to use. They have their own big problems on their own, admittedly, but they also add to the variety. Like, the variety is there, but it's in other areas instead of just progressing your gun, which is definitely something to dislike if you prefer the old system. But you can't say there isn't variety anymore. It's just in a different way. And with the guns, you can use just as many, if not more types of guns in this game to get to higher rounds than in the old games. That's something that killed variety. Only feeling like I could use a wonder weapon and not being able to use things like shotguns or snipers once I got to the later rounds.
Being completely fucking honest, dude, I don't think you should be using a sniper in zombies at all. But anyway, you can use the, you know, the Olympia, for example, on Keynote. That you can use that shotgun until the highest round. In BO3, you can use the fucking, I'm blanking on its name, like the Haymaker, or whatever, I don't remember. But you can use the Haymaker until the highest round. Is it the most effective tactic available, meta? No, but it is available. It's an option available to you. You can use a fucking sniper until the very end of the game. Is it recommended? Is it good? No, but you still fucking can. It'll just take a bit longer, dude. That's why, you know, there's niches. There's people who are good enough at the game where they don't need to like crutch on fucking wonder weapons, which I certainly do definitely got a crutch on them wonder weapons, dude. But that is neither here nor there, of course, boys.
The biggest difference between it and multiplayer / Warzone that we have ever seen. There's just so much in this game that gets overlooked just to get criticized for not being like the old games, but that's the point. This is a whole new game.
Well, no shit.
It needs to be viewed and criticized at least somewhat differently than the old ones. The fact that they give you the option to buy ammo in this game and give you all these tools to work with and still make the game feel difficult is truly wonderful, and this is exactly what we should want from it, which is why I'm going to list out a few dire changes they really should look into, not with changing the point system back to the old one, but adjusting what they have here, because I think the numbers need adjusting.
All right, guys. So with all that further ado, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Because guess what? I don't really give a fuck about this next segment that he's going to do. So we're done, boys. Like, subscribe, if you enjoyed the video. And remember, stay a gamer! We got 25-second outro, boys.